it feels like it was last month, not a year ago, that we were talking about season one of Finding Mr. Christmas. It seems like it has flown by. So I guess congratulations on season two to begin with. I sent in my audition tape. I guess it went to your junk or spam.
No, no, no. I think they're still reviewing for season three.
Oh,
So I
oh,
think I
okay.
think
Yeah.
I think we already had a guy that was similar to your height and stature, so that they had to put you into the folder for next season.
That makes total
Yep,
sense. Thanks. I appreciate that for
no
sure.
problem.
What did you learn from season one, Jonathan, going into season two to kind of up the game so it wasn't just, the same challenges or whatever? I mean, I'm sure there was so much great that came out of season one. What did you take from that and what did you massage to give us even a better season two?
Season one was such a huge success because the guys were willing to come in and play and just go for it. And so we really took that and we're like, oh, when the guys come into these shows, Gabe and Davey here, like all of eight of our other guys, like they're ready to play. They're here, they're like, hey, we're gonna do this, let's go. And so we decided to up the challenges and make them harder because the guys are more willing to like go the distance than we thought they would be. And so by doing that, that makes the show even bigger and bolder. But then it also we found I say the hunks are hunkier, the challenges are bigger. It's just a all around like increased show in so many ways. But I think too we learned that this is for the Hallmark super fan. This show isn't just a reality show. It is a reality show designed for the people that love Hallmark movies. So if you love Hallmark movies, this is the reality show for you because not only do we take you behind the scenes on how these shows are made, like how these movies are made, you get to see like kind of the curtain pulled back. We're letting you in on the audition process of how we find the next Tyler Hines, the next Andrew Walker, the next Wes Brown. We're letting the audience in on the audition process of finding the next Hallmark leading man. So this is yes, it's a reality show, but it's designed for the Hallmark superfans. And maybe one of these guys right here is Mr. Christmas. You never know.
Melissa made a good point when I talked to her about you're not just looking for a hot face, you're looking for the whole package. You're looking
Yeah.
for somebody who has chemistry, who's a good guy on set, and all of that. Was
Yeah.
that something that you discovered was important in season one and definitely shown in season two?
Our criteria for who Mr. Christmas is never changed, I don't think, from season one to two. We know who Mr. Christmas is. He's got to have, charm, heart, kindness, humor, and love. Like he's got to have those things. But it just we picked 10 guys that all have an it factor. Gabe and Davey are very different. They might be best friends in real life, but they're very different humans, but they both have that it factor. They both have that thing about them that you can't explain. So that's the secret sauce to like a Hallmark leading man. It's like who has that thing about them and then who lets that shine on camera. Like they all have it. Now it's a matter of who can bring that thing out and let the people see it, right? That's where you get your like sweet spot of a movie star.
And Gabe and Davey following up with that, he's right. You go into this as different people, not having met, but you're spending time together
Well, they're
with a
actually best friends
focus.
in real life. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
are
up there
they?
too. Yeah.
Yeah. We were the only ones that knew each other prior to this
Yeah.
experience. So it was unique
What was it like?
in terms of giving you a little bit of confidence from the get-go, knowing that we're in this together. I found myself just kind of naturally rooting for Gabe. And I thought, well, one of us will hopefully, it'd be cool if we both made it to the very end. That was the
Mhm.
ultimate end goal. But
Yeah,
through it all, then you realize all these guys are now my friends.
exactly.
And it's always, it's tough to walk into an environment where you just feel this intense intimidation from
Mhm.
the unknown. And what started with a bunch of strangers ended with us being all really good friends at the end of it.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna cast a guy like Davey, that means that they're gonna cast a bunch of other really good guys too, because I love this guy over here. But uh yeah, going there, it was just so nice to have him. And then figuring out that all the other eight guys are just as awesome as
Mhm.
he is, it was just so nice to
Yeah, and I'm sure you got to keep each other humble because I can't imagine for each of you, in fact, all 10 of you guys, normally you walk into the room, you're probably 99% of the time the hottest guy there.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
it's just, it is what it is. So, I mean, you have to have people around you, especially you, Jonathan. So, especially it has to be,
Obviously.
people that keep you grounded.
Yeah.
Other than the other guys in the house and just your day-to-day life, what keeps you grounded to keep you humble? Because I think it would be hard. And I mean that sincerely. I mean, what keeps you grounded, especially this time of year?
The nature of the game, I feel like, and what we
Mhm.
do is you
Yeah.
have to remain a certain
you deal with a lot
amount
of
of humility because every casting we go to as we're in the modeling industry before this, but never have done any acting prior to
Yeah.
this. You know that 90% of the castings are going to be no's
Yeah.
when you walk in the front door.
Hmm.
So you have to have thick skin, and you
Hmm.
can't really bank on any level of consistency in the modeling and entertainment industry because it's very hard to come by. So I've always kind of had that mentality throughout, and
Yeah.
don't expect to book any job. And it's now similar in the acting world that I've had the privilege of experiencing just the tip of the iceberg on.
Yeah.
You really could have an amazing audition, but you don't book the role.
That's
And you
right.
can never go in overconfident. You just control what you can control. And
Yep.
in this case, I think a big part for me was having fun too.
Yeah. I think that a big part of it is what you're talking about, but God, I just lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
It was what were we talking about again?
Christmas.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, going on the show and
Yeah.
God, why am I blanking on
That's
this?
okay.
What was the question again? What was the
What,
question
what
again?
what keeps you grounded?
Yeah, just what keeps you
Yeah,
grounded.
okay, what keeps you grounded? I think that a huge part of, for
Yeah.
me and Davey, is that we come from families that are all about that. We grew up in like a classic Hallmark family type situation.
So true.
That's what really keeps us humble, is just the connection that we have to our family and to our friends. Like me and Davey keep each other humble, and then we had the other guys too, like you said, to be humble around.
I mean, my favorite part is watching the looks. Like we have zoom in camera angles on each of their faces when a new guy enters,
Oh, yeah.
and to watch have we had some close ups on some of the guys, and Davey and Gabe walk in together, and to watch their faces kind of like gloss over for a second, going, "Holy cow, that person's competing against me." Okay, you see them like all like puff up a little and be like, "Wow, everyone here's really good looking." And I think that's like for me my secret fun part, because I'm watching in the control room, like get a close up because Davey and Gabe are about to walk in together, and we had like tight shots of all their faces, and these two hunks just walk through that front door, 6 foot, 100, just like perfect,
Yeah.
and they all just go, "Oh wow, hi!" And so for me, that's my like secret treat.
Yeah, I think that's the look on all of our faces. So,
Yeah.
Jonathan, congratulations on season 2, guys. Appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time today and good luck. And again, appreciate your time. Yeah. Well, Melissa, I'll start with you.
Okay.
It seems like that this would be a hard thing to do on every level, to judge not only human beings, but you have this great crop of men that are there. I'm curious if you went into this with like, this is what I'm going to look for. This is what has to happen. But as you got to know the guys, how did that morph and change to where at the end your perspective was maybe different than it started?
That's a really great question, because I think I did. I think I walk into it thinking I'm an actor and I've been on sets, and I think I know what works and what doesn't work. So you have a idea of what you're looking for, but then things change on the daily. Challenge by challenge, things would sort of change, or my perspective would change, because I know that there are actors that they bring this to the table, but maybe this is not something that is their greatest strength. So if that changes, the next day you're maybe thinking a whole different way. I mean, we're looking for a complete package really for this show. We want to look for leading men, and it's not just about looks or even sometimes what they bring to a scene. It's the package of like, is this somebody I want to hang out with on set? Is this somebody who's a kind person, who is going to be able to handle all of the different things you're asked as an actor to do? So I really do think my perspective sort of did change when you sort of think about the big picture of, yes, it's not just one thing. I mean, I don't know. I've worked with people who are brilliant, but maybe I wouldn't want to spend all day at a set with them, But so that's what we're really looking for, specifically because we're looking for Hallmark. We want leading guys that are going to be just good humans too. They're going to be we have fans that want to meet them. They're going to be doing pictures, press things. They're going to be on sets all day. Like, we want a good human at the end of the day. We want the leading man, the star quality. But for me, that's kind of what I look for. And that's kind of what I'm always looking for. Was that a long answer? I don't even know.
You nailed it.
I went all over the place, but I do think every day my mind would sort of change of like what I wanted. But at the end of the day, I think I really want to know who I'd want to hang out with on set, I guess.
No, and that is a great answer, because as a Hallmark movie fan and as viewers, they would like to know that you didn't just pick some guy because he was hot. You
Yeah.
actually put some thought into these characters, because A lot of times, we get fascinated with people we see on the screen and we think they're like that in everyday life, and then
Hmm.
they turn out not to be. So it's good to look, that you're looking for the whole package. So that was a brilliant answer. We could just stop the whole thing here if you
Okay. I really, I really
Thanks,
do.
Arthur.
And you just reminded me too, Matt, that I try to think of myself. I am the voice of the viewer. I am a viewer. I am a Hallmark fan. I watch the movies. I love these leading men, our leading ladies, and all that stuff. So I want to be sort of the voice of the fans sometimes, the viewers. I try.
absolutely. Well, this is season two. So Jake and Craig, did you guys watch season one and take notes and go, "Oh man, this is what they want. This is what they don't want. I'm not going to do what this guy did," or did you try to just go in fresh and be yourself?
Yeah, we were chatting and we both had watched it. I'll let Jake speak for himself, but I watched it and it was good to get an understanding for how the show flows, see the challenges, see the guys, maybe pick up on a couple things as to what Jonathan and Melissa maybe liked or didn't like, but it doesn't prepare you when you're thrown into the fire. It's quite different seeing it compared to living it.
Yeah, and like Craig said, like it's great to watch it, and so you at least kind of have an idea. Because if you didn't see the first season and walking into it completely not knowing, that would definitely probably change everything. But at least kind of have that solid base. But I mean, once those lights are on, it's totally different. And I mean, even with like playing football in the past, it's like you could practice all you want by yourself, but then as soon as the lights are on and now you're in the moment, everything changes. And I mean, there are going to be new challenges, new things thrown at you. So you can prepare it in a sense, but when it's go time, it's just, there's nothing else you can really do for it.
Right. And I know Melissa spoke to the full package and looking for that. And I know Jonathan has even talked a lot about it's about heart as well. Do
Hmm.
you think you guys came out of this experience different than you came in when you're surrounded by like-minded guys and you're just there all the time and the camaraderie and just iron sharpening iron? Do you feel like you changed a little bit and maybe came out better men on the other side? Not that
Yeah.
you weren't good going in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's because going into it, you're feeling that competitive drive, and you kind of in your mindset. I'm going in there. I'm gonna win everything and this and that. But when you start talking to everybody and you start rooting for them, if someone's not doing well, you want them to, you want to help pick them up, and it's just building that bond so quickly, and it's like relates to the locker room, and it's just kind of having that bond of guys again, and just and building those relationships, and you can be competitive but have love for them at the same time, and that's what was really cool about it.
I feel like it's a competition show. It's competitive that sort of leads into a brotherhood, which
Yeah.
changes the game for a lot of the guys, where,
Yep.
you can maybe walk in thinking, my job is to win and to be the next Mr. Christmas. But as you're in it and you create bonds, it changes your perspective.
Yeah.
I would imagine. I
Yep.
witnessed it. I witnessed the sort of the change of maybe walking in thinking my job is to win, and then you realize, oh, you're competing against your friend now. I
Yeah.
care about this person, and I said that's what real life is like. I'm often in the same room with the same women or the same actors, and you realize I may lose a part to somebody I really like, and I remember telling you guys, get used to that. That's a good. You should root for your friend because it's in this business. You're going to need your friends. If you want to be here for the long haul, you need those people because they're going to root for you when maybe next time you get the job. So anyway, I hijacked that answer a little bit about, but I
Great.
really
Yeah.
did witness. I
Yep.
witnessed a brotherhood happen, which is what I think is the magic of the show. Is that it is a competition, but it's got that Hallmark heart in it, and it's to me that's why I want to keep doing it as a judge. And as someone who loves reality shows, I want to watch a show that makes me feel good that I can watch with my Aunt Kathy and my grandma and my kids and my mom. And anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect, as they both said, to build the friendship that we've built. I mean, you should see us in the green room downstairs before we're up here. It's just nonsense, goofball, and laughing like we've known each other since elementary school. And that made the show so much better than what it already was. And what it was amazing. So that's saying something. And similar to Jake, you come in ready to just tackle these tasks and come out on top. But what you learned from Jonathan, Melissa, the challenges, you kind of get a little bit of an understanding that acting is a bit different than a sport per se, or attacking these challenges. You almost have to just
Be vulnerable.
be.
We ask them to be
Yeah,
vulnerable.
you almost just have to
It's
be.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, um, I just taped an episode last night of live in front of a live audience, and I love it so much. And I love theater, but there's a moment we are asked to be very vulnerable and to maybe fail in front of people on the daily basis. That's what acting is. And so we put them through a lot of stuff, and we want them to go, yes, you're competing and you're this, but you have to be able to sort of open up and be vulnerable, because the audience, they will sense that and they need to see that. And it's a scary thing to do. And we asked them to do it a lot. We really did.
And there was plenty of it.
Yeah.
You'll see some tears from guys. Not necessarily bad tears, good tears.
Yeah.
You'll see lots of laughs. You'll see everything in between.
Awesome. We can't wait for viewers to see it. I appreciate your time today, and thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great questions.
bet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.